Hi, I'm Lee and I'm a New Zealander living in the East Riding of Yorkshire, and this is my podcast about my handmade life. I'm on Instagram as louleigh_, and Ravelry is louleigh, and I have an Etsy shop where I sell knitting bags and needle cases, which is Shop Louleigh, and you can find links to all of my online places at louleigh.com. Welcome! It's so nice to be here and chatting to you in the week in the run-up to Christmas. It's just nice to take a little bit of time and come and say hello and share some of the stuff that I've been, well, no, that's not right, all of the stuff that I've been making. Yeah, it's really nice to have you here and be chatting. Today I'm wearing my curl by Hunter Hammerson, which I forget the name of the pattern. The yarn is Viola DK from John Arbin. And I actually find this a little bit, I love the colour, but it's a little bit awkward to wear. So I have been twiddling around with it, but I have this shawl pin from Beyond Measure, which is basically just a fancy safety pin. And I find it really easy to use. I have another shawl pin which is like a circle and a stick, but this one is easy to use and it just holds everything exactly where you put it, so I really like that. So today I have a little bit of community news, not much, and a huge sock segment. No, not huge, I've only got a small sock segment. Yeah, this will be a short episode. So the first thing is just a quick shop update. I have put the shop Louleigh on Etsy into vacation mode for the first time ever. So I'm actually properly not working until the 2nd of January, which is quite exciting. I have plans to make all of the things, but of course that time is probably going to whiz by and we will be doing things with friends and family. So I'm going to make some of the things. I might finish some. I'm planning on having a big whip down. But a lot of the projects that I'm going to be working on are kind of long-term ones. So there might not be quite as many FOs as my mind kind of envisages. But anyway, the first thing to talk about is community news. And because we have quite a few things going on in the louleigh Ravelry group. And if you're new to the podcast, come and join us. You can introduce yourself there. And there's a few things that we have going on. So the first is the Stash Appreciation Society, which has been running for this year and actually winds up on the 31st of December. And so on the 1st of January, I will be drawing the last project prize from the Finished Objects thread. So that's a pattern prize. And then I have a little wee prize package which includes a bag and a pattern that I will be drawing from the chatter thread. So that's been really good fun. It's been really interesting to kind of review my stash and yeah, rethink it a little. So yeah, so that's a Stash Appreciation Society. We also have the Oldest going along, and that runs until the 31st of January, and that's another cowl, a knit along or crochet along, whatever you're doing with yarn, you can include it, just to appreciate some of the things that have been around our home for a while, in our minds for a while, our oldest stash, our oldest whips, and that sort of thing. And I am planning a cast on, although I think I might save it until January, that cast on. Yeah, try and finish some things and have a bit of a clear out the cobwebs and then start that in the new year. That could be quite a good thing to do. We also have Knit 1000 grams happening, which is a challenge to knit a kilo of yarn before the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and that's running until the 15th of March. And people have set their own challenges. The minimum is kind of 1,000 grams. It's more about participation. If you're planning on having a bit of a whip down or maybe a bit of a stash cleanse before you start all of the wonderful new festivals next year, then you can come along and join us over there. And the last knit along that we have running along, my little dog has just joined me over here. He thinks he should come up for a cuddle. And he's not been on the podcast for a while, so maybe he should. Come on. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Here we go. Are you going to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas? This is Marshall. Well, no, Marshall. And he thinks he's beautiful. So don't tell him he is. He has a big enough head as it is. Don't you? You do. You think you're the boss. You're so not the boss of me. You would be forgiven for not realising that we have two dogs. The other one is the good dog, the polite one that is sitting on the couch over there with his nose tucked under his tail, having a wee snooze. He's the good dog. When I say good dog, his ears twitch, so he knows I'm talking about him, not the diabolical one that you've just seen. Anyway, the other cow that we have is the knit along that goes with my new pattern collection, the Tiny Owls pattern collection. And I had a bit of a cast on, I think it was last week. Did I show you the yarn last time? So, I have been making the mittens. And this is as far as I'm making them in the smallest size. Let me just make that focus. Yeah, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know who I'm going to give these to. Do I know someone who has hands that small? Probably. I'm not even sure what age of human has hands this small. I think somebody said they fitted their 9-year-old. Yeah. So you can see I've got past the little owls there. I'm actually just up to the shaping at the top. And for this I am using the dark colour is from the Travel Knitter, and it is focus, English Damson in their BFL Super Sock, and oh, it's dyed in Walthamstow in London. I have a lovely chum that lives in Walthamstow, so that's kind of nice. It's just around the corner. Yeah, and I got this from Wild and Woolly the first time I visited there, so it's kind of souvenir yarn. And the other one that I have is this beautiful mini that I got from the Fawn and the Fox. I only have 20 grams of this, but I think for the small size of the mitten, that should be plenty. And I just really like the way that that's coming out. Sometimes you'll get a dark speckle, and so the stitch gets kind of lost. There's one place where I thought I had gone wrong. There. I don't know if you can see that. Where it looks like I haven't got that sort of peak on the triangle-y bit. But there is actually a black stitch in there. So I'm not too worried about that. I just think it's interesting with a speckled yarn. Let me make sure that's focusing so you don't have fuzzy owls. Yeah, so that's good fun. So if you are casting on a pattern from the collection, there's a pair of socks and a hat and the mittens, then come and join us in the Ravelry group. I've just realised that I've mucked up my colourwork system here with in my fancy colourwork bag, so I'll just put it all back together. My fancy colourwork bag. I kind of feel like I'd like a non-Christmassy version of this bag actually. It's from Kate at Hawthorne Cottage. Yeah, so I'll pop that back in there. Come and join us, and that cowl is going to run until the 28th of February. So it would be lovely to see your Tiny Owl projects over there. In the Ravelry group. That's what I mean by over there. This is the sock segment. And the rest of the episode is pretty much sock segment. And yeah, I've been kind of sock obsessed recently, and I think it's just that it's been an easy thing to do. I had a cold and it's been quite busy, and so it's just really easy to pick up a sock. You know how it is. And so I had been working on a new tube. So basically I had gotten a sock blank and I had just started making, I cast on 64 stitches and just knitted the whole sock blank into a tube, and I have been dividing it up into socks. So this is the first pair that I've finished, and I'm really pleased with the way these came out. If you follow me on Instagram, you would see that I had been asking about coordinating colours for these socks. The tube was actually really interesting to knit because the sock blank had splotches in different colours at irregular intervals, and so as I knitted I really didn't know what I was going to get. I did the same thing with a self-striping yarn, and the thing was that that was a bit kind of, because there was a regular repeat, it wasn't as exciting, but because I was just pulling off the sock blank, and you can see how different these are, these two socks, if I hold them back here, they're quite different from each other. There's a little pink stripe there as well. It's not so obvious in person. Yeah, it was just fun because it just gradually changed and there were little spots and things that came out, so you know, you never knew what you were going to get next. It was really exciting, and I'd like to get another sock blank that has the same sort of irregular spots and splotches on it and do the same thing again. I have a sock blank, but it's more kind of like one, it doesn't have as many inconsistencies and nice colours and stuff, so yeah. So that's one pair of socks. I think these ones will probably go to the sister outlaw in New Zealand to keep her feet warm. And then I am working on, whoops, wrong bag. I'm working on the next pair of socks. So there is the tube, and I have done, actually those look like funny tongues or lips or something. These are afterthought heels. There are toes at either end. There. So this is another mini that came from the Fawn and the Fox. Really pretty colour. I love that colour. And then for the toes on this one was some yarn that I got from a homespun house. Forget the colour on that one as well. But I was kind of running out of that pink colour, and so this is leftover yarn from Ren and Ollie, which is an Australian yarn dye, and I got it when I was at home in New Zealand. And I'm just finishing an afterthought heel there, and then I'm going to cut this tube apart and do a matching cuff. So yeah, that's actually, so I'll end up out of 100 gram sock blank with 2 pairs of socks, and they're not really tall ones. I suppose I could do lots of ribbing on this to make it taller. You know, they're not really tall socks, but by the time I put, you know, a decent amount of ribbing on it, they won't be stingy socks. So yeah, it's just been really fun. I've enjoyed it, and I would do it again, except I would probably have a recipient in mind before I cast on. I like to think about the person that I'm knitting for while I'm knitting for them. It motivates me to choose the yarn especially for them and what I think they'll like, and then to think about them while I'm knitting. Yeah, just making random things for no reason at all is not really my jam. So yeah, but that's been good fun. I would do it again, and like I say, I would choose a sock blank and have someone in mind. And And I'll probably, the next one that I do will probably be for the people in my life that have smaller feet. So yeah, that's been good fun. I'm really enjoying finishing those off. And because everything I'm doing at the moment is socks, I kind of want to get them done before Christmas so I can do non-sock stuff after Christmas. But then there's the Christmas Eve cast on, and I'm torn. Do I start more socks? Do I not? But anyway, I still have two days to decide that. So yeah. So the last project that is active at the moment are my Advent socks. And I showed you my Advent calendar last week, and I'm still just as excited about these as I was last week. I'm not sure if I had finished. Maybe I had. I don't remember. So that is the first sock. And as you can see, I think I discussed this last week as well. Some of the colours are kind of blending in a little bit. And the other thing that I had to do was I had to add an extra stripe to make the foot long enough. But that's okay. And when I cast these on, I was tossing up between two different greys. And so just let me reach over here. So I think next year I would use this lighter grey. It's just drops. They're both just drops Fable, which is a reasonably priced sock yarn that was highly recommended by one of my chums. So I thought I would use it for this project. So yeah. And then I have, whoops, everything's falling off my table here at the minute. Our shower is on the blink, and all of the workings is in this cupboard behind me. And so I have dropped down the table and so everything is just, I'm used to having a table here, and there's not, which is why stuff is falling off. I'm not sure if you even needed to know any of that. But anyway. So this is the other sock. And of course, I just have 2 more days to go. And then I shall finish them off and wear them on Christmas Day while I'm cooking Christmas dinner, which I'm really excited about. It's always fun to have new socks on Christmas Day. What more could you want? Stockings for Christmas. So, yeah. And then, after Christmas, I'm going to start something else. This is the only thing that I really want to start this after Christmas, and you'll see why in a minute. I have an opal advent calendar. And I bought this for myself. And I thought, as I had the homemade advent calendar, and that is a bit special, that I would start this one on Boxing Day and have some advent fun well into January. So yeah, I'm just going to go through and open a door every day. It opens up like a book. It's really, really fun. I don't know if you've seen these before. There's 15 grams of opal yarn behind each door. And yeah, so excited. I have a cunning plan for this that I shall tell you about when I start using it. So that's the one thing that I actually do want to start between now and the new year. But because it's only 15 grams a day, that's just a little bit of fun each day. It's not like a massive commitment. What I'm saying is I can still finish the other things, all of them, in how many days? In 9 days. What I'm saying is that I think I can still finish all of the other things in about 10 days and have fun with this as well, which is not accurate at all. So anyway, that is about all that has been going on at louleigh Central. It's been so nice to stop and have a little chat with you. We are getting ready to host Christmas dinner here, which I haven't even put up decorations yet, so I'll have to do that. Christmas is not my favourite time of year for various reasons. Doesn't mean I begrudge everybody else having a nice time, it's just that it's just not my favourite thing ever. And so that is all that I have to share with you today. It's been so nice to take a moment and sit down and have a chat with you. If this is your first time here, then I hope you'll come over and say hi and join us in the Ravelry group. And if you enjoyed yourself, then please subscribe and come back. And I hope that you're all having a lovely cozy time with your family, and I just wanted to wish you peace and goodwill for the season, and I shall see you next time. Cheerio.